defense was playing so well. Just what happened in the second where it seemed like things shift? Why were they able to be successful on the offensive end?
I mean, I think they turned up their aggression, and with that, they were getting to the basket and getting fouls and a lot of foul continuations. I think that we weren't as disciplined at the end of the defensive plays, which led to fouls and ones, and then of course the rebounding was something that that really lacked for us in that second half.
Just sort of following up on that for either of you, you guys had a better shooting percentage than Atlanta, but did get rebounded by about 10. Would you say that was sort of the difference in this game, or is there something else that you would identify as sort of what made the difference in this game?
You asking me?
Either of you.
You want to go, Gab?
Extra possessions. I'll be watching film till 2 a.m. tonight, I'm sure, on my turnovers. And they created a lot of extra possessions with offensive rebounding. So whenever we got the ball to the rim, we had a good percentage, but they were able to create a lot more possessions than we were.
Nneka, was it hard to find rhythm in this game for you guys to do your transition with all the, or maybe, or not, or my?
I didn't feel like it was difficult necessarily to find rhythm, but I think that there were moments when perhaps we were being a little bit too cerebral with what we needed to be doing. On the offensive end, at least, we were kind of flowing in the first half, and then I guess a combination of them being a little bit more aggressive at the point of the ball, picking up the ball, caused us to now start kind of calling different plays instead of just kind of flowing in transition and secondary.
Gabby, there was so many and ones in the second half, and it really riled their bench and their team up. Just talk about, I guess, the momentum change there and how to overcome that.
Yeah, it was frustrating because that's how I've been playing defense all year, and it hasn't been getting called. So it was kind of like a mental test of all right, I need to adjust to this refereeing crew, and you just have a million thoughts in your head. And then of course they're building off of those and ones. They're depleting for us. They're building off that energy, and it wasn't even about how it was being called. It was just about how they were being aggressive to the rim, and they're putting us in tough spots. And as they saw that was working there, it's hard to guard those players who are able to go downhill that way with Alicia Gray and Ryan, and then you have someone who's crashing the boards like Hillman. So yeah, I think they were just feeding off of that, and just we have to be tougher. We're a step slow. We have to just relax a bit less on defense.
Gabby, my question for you is congratulations on getting your steals, 4 consecutive games. I think you got steal in 4. Congratulations for that. Is it tough? You kind of touched on it just a second ago. Is it tough to play the opponent when they have various skill set? You're outside on the wing. You're down low. Did that complicate things for you?
Yeah, I felt that I wasn't matched up with Ryan as much as I wanted to be. In the first half, yes, and then in the second half, hats off to them, and they made a great adjustment in, I think, forcing us to switch. So I think she got loose for me a couple of times. So yeah, I think that's just the adjustment, and kind of got me off of guarding her on the ball.
For you, Nneka, you had talked about a while back sort of being part of bringing Zaya to Seattle, not telling her that there was a spot for her, but saying that you would ask. Felt like she had some sort of really energetic defensive minutes, some good minutes today. Can you just talk about what you saw from her today and what you've sort of seen from her in Seattle so far?
Yeah, I think Zaya, she's transformed as a person and a player since she came to Seattle. And she's totally locked in. She pays attention to everything. She asks the right questions. And I'd have to say that she is kind of the energizer when she comes off the bench. It's very rare that she comes in and makes mistakes. She comes in and she can easily get a couple buckets here and there, and is attentive to her defensive matchup. And I think it just shows exactly how much she can grow in a system like this.
Hey, Coach, is this just one of those classic examples that there's no lead that's safe, and that just and then a follow-up to that is just what kind of happened in that third and toward the fourth quarter there when you guys had control of the game.
Yeah, especially when you play against a team who's taking that many threes. Pretty effective in it, and giving up the timely offensive rebounds. Anybody in this league can get you. No lead is safe, correct? And I would have to take a look at the film for the third and fourth quarter, but I think just timely, the turnovers and the offensive rebounds in those possessions.
Erica Wheeler had been really impactful in bench minutes. Obviously had to start today because of Alicia's injury. What changes for your team when she's starting versus coming off the bench? And if you just have any, obviously she came off injured, if you have any update on that.
No updates on E. Either way she goes, she's an energy provider. Off the bench, she's commanding a different unit. When she's on the starting lineup, we were able to get a different look offensively and some good pressure defensively.
Coach, looking over the stats, a lot of it either favors you or it's right neck and neck, really, and you talked about it, they take so many three-pointers. You guys had just 11. Do you feel like you need to start taking more three-pointers, implementing that more in the offense?
No, I think that we can be efficient in the ones that we do take. I think that shooting 50% and getting more possessions, continuing to shoot efficient in our twos. And then the ones that we get, the good looks that we get, whether it's Nneka, Ezzy, Sky, we just have to be locked in and be a little bit more efficient there.
Coach, just on the rebounding, and then did you feel there was just a lack of aggression when your team needed to do that defensively when they turned it up, that maybe your squad needed a? Yeah,
it's 50-50 balls, 50-50 balls, extra possessions, quicker to them. There's desire, heart. Sometimes it's not about. It is about being fundamental. We have to box out. We weren't even in a lot of rotations today. BG was not on the floor, and though they were shooting threes, they weren't long. We weren't getting the long ones. We weren't showing up the short ones around the rim. The long ones were, there, and I think we were mindful of those, but. At the end of the day, the possessions, the physicality, the want to get a rebound, that's necessary when we're trying to finish plays.
7 and 1s for Atlanta in the second half. What did you sort of see there?
There was quite a deficiency there. I thought we were playing on our back foot. They were getting downhill. I felt like a lot of those, we talk about marginal contact, we talk about verticality and all those things. I felt that we teach that at a high level, and I thought that our team was doing that. We talked about that before the game. Like if we're gonna, not putting them at the free throw line, we were good at halftime, but the second half we weren't very good. But those can't be and ones when we're fouling. We have to make sure we're kind of staying in plays and having defensive discipline, and we were not.
Coach, I know that there's still film to be watched, but in this first moment, what would you say were the main differences from the Storms first to the second half?
60-something points in the second half. It's not a good defensive effort. Our turnovers, our timely ones, our live ball turnovers, and then our rebounding. We have to be a better rebounding team.
Coach, obviously a tough loss. What's kind of the message to the team after the game?
Short-term memory. We have a hungry Vegas team coming in, starting Commissioner Cup on Sunday. We have to watch the film get better and be ready for Sunday.
We've got a question from Zoom. In these games that come down to the margins, what do you see from the ebbs and flows as far as the learning moments you're going to take away? Yeah, our margin of error is very slim, especially now we're down AC. And, we're coming into games, being very disciplined in our systems is going to be important. But now, to me, it's the intangible things that we need to improve upon, our energy, our effort toward the rebounding side of the basketball, getting really hungry with the 50-50 balls, and then just being physical in the paint. I don't think that we got a lot of calls that I felt like were pretty similar to the ones that Atlanta was getting. But first and foremost, Atlanta did an excellent job with what they did. So for us, looking at the film, getting better, but then tangibles, we have to improve in that area.
All right, thank you, Coach.